Most of the people think that HK is the best weapon in game, and it's pretty easy to explain why people think so, because, well, bigger number. So today we're gonna compare HK to a very similar weapon like MK18, and I'm gonna explain why MK is a better weapon, at least in normal PvP. Let's look at characteristics. If we'll choose the same barrels, we'll find out that they have absolutely the same damage. But what about damage on different distances? We're gonna discuss it a little bit later. In stock versions, weight difference is 602 grams, and recoil difference is 5 points. Now let's get into the game and compare their reload speed. Compared to HK, MK18 has faster partial reload and slower full reload in the same time. But I think most of you can agree that we use partial reload much more often, so in reload speed MK18 is a winner. Now let's compare these weapons in builds for normal PvP with minimal recoil. Recoil difference is 3 points and weight difference is only 166 grams. And you may say that differences are nothing and HK is still better. But there is one important thing that I used increased mag in MK18 build. Even with increased mag, which has pretty big weight, MK18 still has less weight than HK. And we're slowly moving to another advantage of MK18, that it has access to increased magazine, which HK doesn't have. And these 40 bullets can be really useful, especially in 5 vs 5, or when you have multiple enemies in front of you, for example. Now let's look at the fire rate, or to be more exactly at their time to kill difference, which is only 15 milliseconds. And yes, that's pretty miserable difference. So let's sum up everything. MK18 has faster reload, lower weight, lower recoil, and access to increased max. Meanwhile, the only thing that HK has is faster time to kill by 15 milliseconds. And as I said before, this 15 milliseconds is so miserable that MK18 seems just a better version of HK. But anyway, HK still deserves to be one of the best weapons in normal PvP. So we decided that MK is better in normal PvP, but what about other game modes? Now let's talk about barrels. And that's why HK will be much better weapon. HK has 4 different barrels, meanwhile MK18 has only 2. If you put the longest barrel on MK18, it will allow you to kill in the head with one bullet on distance only up to 74 meters, which is more than enough for normal PvP, but not enough for such game modes like skirmish and open world. And there is nothing much to say because HK has access to longer barrels, which makes it a better weapon for these two game modes. Damage on long distances and bullet velocity are really important characteristics for these game modes. Even though HK is still one of the best weapons in normal PvP, MK18 has more advantages to be a better weapon for short-medium distances. But because it doesn't have long barrels, HK will be a much better option for skirmish and open world. If this video was useful for you, leave a like and some comment, it will really help with promotion of video, and also will understand that you like it, so we'll continue making videos of such format. Don't forget about my Discord server, you can find builds, tier list, and also some pretty important information. And see you next time.